Hello everybody, this is Calisto iRedux here with you guys again to show you a tutorial on an automatic on and off nether portal that I created for my new adventure map that is designed for Minecraft 1.3. So here you can see the nether portal is inaccessible. I kind of like the way that this gravel looks with the particle effects still coming through it. There are many more simpler designs made for an automatic nether portal using fire charges and water, but I kind of like this design and the way it looks. My adventure map is highly aesthetically based, and so I designed this one for my adventure map. So here we'll see it in action. Nether portal is off or inaccessible, and maybe you solve some puzzles, some things happen, and you come back and you will see the nether portal is open. So now for the tutorial. Okay, let's get this tutorial started. So we're going to start out 3 blocks up, as you can see here. We will build a base that is 5 by 2. We will replace these blocks with regular pistons, and then regular pistons facing inward, as seen here. We can get rid of these blocks. Now I'm going to use obsidian on the outside of these pistons. Whenever I'm building a mechanism where pistons are pushing blocks into other pistons, I like to use obsidian just in case timing goes wrong, so that these pistons can't move the other pistons back or forth and vice versa, although regular blocks would work just fine. So we will extend this out 2 more blocks. Then we have a repeater on this block set to full ticks, which would be 4, and then we will fill the rest with redstone. Okay, now we'll set up these pistons down here. 2 blocks for repeaters, 2 blocks for redstone. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Everything's mirrored on one side and the other, which gets a little bit tedious on this build, but so be it. These repeaters are set to full ticks. Again on this side, full ticks. Then we got redstone, redstone. Extend this out 1 more with redstone on the end. Once again, extend it out 1 more. Redstone, redstone, redstone. Now, directly underneath this block with the redstone here, we will place a torch on top of a block so that these pistons get powered, as you can see. Once again, same thing on this side. Sorry about that. Torch, so you can see these 4 pistons are all powered inward. And now we will place blocks that will control the timing on these mechanisms. So we have blocks set up as so. Repeater set to default 1. Repeater set to default on this block. Then we have a torch. So now you can see these pistons turn off. That's the way we want them. Same thing on this side. All the pistons are retracted. Now we'll place 2 more repeaters facing into this block with a torch on the side. This one will be set to 3 ticks. Same thing on this side, set to 3. And then tick set to the default 1, going into this line of redstone here. Now, for input for all this, we'll add 3 more blocks. Then the way we're going to do this is repeater, redstone, redstone. This side, repeater, redstone, redstone, same as the other side. The reason we have this kind of strange arrangement of repeaters and redstones is because we're going to have 2 T flip-flops here on either side. And depending on the state of the T flip-flop, it's either going to send a signal into this side or this side, and we don't want these cross-talking, so it's only going to send a signal to one of these two. So we'll do 2 regular pistons facing inward, as seen here. We no longer need these blocks. Then we'll place a block between these regular pistons on opposite sides of the 2 T flip-flops, as seen here. So it's on this piston on this side, this piston on this side. 2 blocks on top of either of these. Fill it with redstone. Then we're going to add torches. We want to put a torch on top of the block that's on the same side that has a block underneath it. So there we have it there. You can see the piston extends, second one doesn't. Do the opposite on this, so that piston extends, doesn't on this one, and you could see the blocks, or the T flip-flops, are still in opposite states. Now we're going to do the inputs into these 2 T flip-flops. So we'll do repeaters on either side. Redstone in the middle. Block here with the repeater set to 4 ticks. This is going to be a part of our clock that we have here. So it's going to be a 4-tick clock, which is why this repeater is set to 4. We'll do redstone and a torch on top. So you see this clock is working, but we have this little problem here where this is a dot instead of, you know, a line in any particular direction. So it's feeding a signal to this block, which is expanding this piston right here, which we don't want expanding, as you can see it is. So we have this neat little trick where we're going to add a block right here, and we'll put a button on it. So as you can see, the redstone changes directions and it's no longer feeding the signal to this block right here. Then redstone on top here. As you can see, we have it functioning the correct way. Okay, so we don't want this clock running forever, so now we're going to set up the off mechanism for it. So we have this block 2 above this torch right here. We'll put a torch on the side, which as you can see turns off the clock. Now we're also going to add a green block on either side with torches. That will feed signals down to these 2 T flip-flops, as you can see. We'll connect them all with redstone here. And now we will set up a delay, which will allow us to get the proper timing so that this whole mechanism runs for the correct amount of time, the amount of time we want it to. So we'll extend this out so it's 2 by 4. 2 blocks right here. A block above. This is the actual output of the delay that we're setting up here. Then we'll do block, block, block. Torch on the side of this block. As you can see, everything's running again. Then we'll do redstone, redstone, repeater, set the full ticks. Then we'll do repeater, 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 all on full ticks, going outward and then coming back in. Then we'll connect all this with redstone. And we'll do a torch, then a little piece of redstone, which will turn this clock off. As you can see, it all runs through these repeaters and it turns off after the correct amount of time. This will be our power source right here. Although if you wanted to, of course, you could just extend this outward and put a repeater facing towards it and set up your power source wherever you want it to be. For now, we'll just put a button right here. And that's pretty much it for the mechanism. All we have left is to set up our portals. Okay, so let's set up our first portal. We'll actually be setting up 2 portals, one that is always on, that is revealed only when this mechanism is open, and then one that is always off, which is always revealed. So here's our first portal. It goes 2 spaces directly above these blocks right here. I make it 2 spaces above just so that you have room for a walkway above the rest of these mechanisms here. You could actually make it higher if you want to, and this will be the portal that is always on. Then we'll put a gap in between it. Create our second portal. This one will be always off. Also the one that is always revealed. So there are 2 portals. So now we just have to fill these 2 nether portals with gravel. We're going to keep filling it until the gravel extends 1 beyond the nether portals. And then for aesthetic purposes, I like to just fill in the rest of this. Put obsidian on the sides, right here, and then the way I did it in my adventure map, we put a nice little walkway of half slabs. We'll border it with some regular, using iron blocks right now. And then I put these nether fences on top. I like the way fences grab onto blocks while they're there. And then when these blocks drop down, they no longer grab onto it, which is a nice little animation. Put some iron gates right there just for fun. And there you have it. Nether portal that is inaccessible. Okay, so here's a little teaser of how this mechanism is used in my adventure map. So here you can see the portal is closed, and I kind of like the way the gravel texture looks on the default texture pack with these particle effects coming out. Kind of looks like a portal that's not getting enough power to it. Now we'll see it on the on function. So I just went and solved a few puzzles, and now you can see the portal is open. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time.